Could Max Verstappen really be eyeing a move to Aston Martin? Sounds crazy, right? But in a season where anything can happen, this bombshell might just be the beginning. Strap in because this might be the wildest twist we've seen in years. This year's Formula One season has already turned heads with wild rumors and shocking developments. But nothing could have prepared us for what's happening behind the scenes at Red Bull and Aston Martin. Remember when Nico Rosberg suddenly retired, throwing the driver market into chaos, or when Sebastian Vettel made the unexpected jump from Red Bull to Ferrari. These were moments that shook the F1 world to its core, and now it seems like we're on the brink of another seismic shift in the driver market. And this time, it's not just about the drivers. The drama is spreading across the entire paddock, touching everyone from the engineers to the team principals. In our last update, we told you about the whispers from Italy that Adrian Newey, the genius behind so many championship-winning cars, was in talks with Aston Martin. At the time, we thought that was going to be the headline of the summer break, the big story everyone would be talking about. But just as we were about to hit upload, we got hit with an even bigger surprise. According to fresh reports from Italy, Aston Martin isn't just after Newey. They might also be courting none other than Max Verstappen himself. Yeah, you heard that right, Max could be on the move and negotiations are already underway. This revelation has sent shockwaves through the F1 community. After all, Max Verstappen has become synonymous with Red Bull, especially after his dominant performances in recent years. So you might be wondering, why on earth would Max even consider leaving a team where he's seen so much success? Well, as always in Formula One, there's more than meets the eye. Let's start with Red Bull's powertrain project. For years, Red Bull's success has been closely tied to their partnership with Honda. Together, they've built a car that's been almost untouchable on track. But 2026 marks the beginning of a new era, as Red Bull plans to run their own in-house engine project. Now, building an engine from scratch is no small feat. Sure, Red Bull's chassis and aerodynamic design have been top-notch, but producing a reliable, competitive engine is an entirely different ballgame. Look at the other teams in F1, Mercedes, Ferrari, and even Honda. These manufacturers have been in the game for decades, refining their engine technology through years of trial and error. Mercedes, in particular, showed the importance of getting it right from the get-go during the hybrid era, dominating the sport with their power units. Red Bull, on the other hand, is stepping into uncharted territory with this project, and it's a huge gamble. If they don't get it right, the consequences could be dire, not just for them, but for Max's career as well. So, if you're Max Verstappen, you have to be asking yourself, do I really want to stick around and hope Red Bull nails this engine project? Or is it smarter to look elsewhere, to a team with a proven track record and a stable, experienced engine partner? And that's where Aston Martin comes into the picture. Aston Martin might seem like an unlikely destination for Max, especially given their struggles in recent seasons. But don't let the recent form fool you. This is a team on the rise. They've been pouring resources into their facilities, investing in state-of-the-art technology, and bringing in top talents from across the paddock. If there's any team that could make a huge leap forward under the new regulations, it's Aston Martin. And with Adrian Newey possibly joining the team, the prospect becomes even more tantalizing. But there's more to consider than just the technical side. Let's talk about the team dynamics. If Max were to jump ship to Mercedes, he'd find himself in a highly competitive environment. George Russell is already well established at the team, and he's not going to roll over and let Max take the top spot without a fight. And then there's the potential of Kimi Antonelli, a young prodigy who could be the next big thing in F1. Mercedes' no-blame culture, where everyone is expected to work together harmoniously, might not be the best fit for someone like Max, who thrives in a team where he's clearly the #1 driver. Compare that to Aston Martin, where the situation looks a lot more appealing. If Max were to join Aston Martin, he'd likely be paired with Fernando Alonso, who, while still competitive, is nearing the end of his career. Alonso's presence could be a short-term challenge, but it's not something Max couldn't handle. The other potential teammate is Lance Stroll, who, let's be honest, isn't going to pose the same level of threat as a George Russell or a Kimi Antonelli. Max could walk into Aston Martin and immediately establish himself as the undisputed team leader. Let's not forget another crucial factor: Honda. Aston Martin is set to have Honda as their engine supplier, and Max already has a strong relationship with them from his time at Red Bull. This familiarity could be a massive advantage. Honda knows how to build a winning engine and Max knows how to extract every ounce of performance from it. If you're Max Verstappen, the idea of reuniting with Honda alongside a team that's on the rise and potentially led by Adrian Newey starts to sound like a pretty sweet deal. Of course, this doesn't mean that Red Bull is out of the picture. They've been through tough times before and bounced back stronger than ever. But the situation they're facing now is unlike anything they've dealt with in the past. The uncertainty surrounding their powertrain project, combined with the internal politics and ever-changing landscape of F1, makes it a much riskier proposition. And we haven't even touched on the off-track drama, like the reported tension between Max's father, Jos Verstappen, and Helmut Marko, or the team's struggles to maintain the level of performance they've enjoyed in recent years. In such a volatile environment, it's not hard to imagine Max weighing his options and considering a move that could secure his future in the sport. Aston Martin, with their ambitious plans, solid financial backing, and a potential partnership with Honda, offers a compelling alternative. It's not just about jumping ship, it's about making a strategic move that could position Max at the top of the sport for years to come. And what about Adrian Newey? The legendary engineer has been the driving force behind so many successful cars, and his potential move to Aston Martin would be a game changer. But why would Newey, who's been with Red Bull for so long, suddenly consider leaving? It turns out that Newey's decision might have a lot to do with the working conditions at Ferrari, where he was also rumored to be in talks. Reports suggest that Newey wanted more control over key decisions at Ferrari, like hiring new engineers and making technical partnerships, but these requests were reportedly seen as a threat by Ferrari's team principal, Fred Vasseur. Ferrari's unwillingness to give Newey the autonomy he desired may have pushed him towards Aston Martin, where he could have a greater say in how the team is run. So, as we wrap up this video, it's clear that the F1 world is on the brink of major changes. Max Verstappen's potential move to Aston Martin isn't just a wild rumor, it's a possibility that could reshape the sport. With Aston Martin's ambitious plans, their partnership with Honda, and the potential arrival of Adrian Newey, they could be the team to watch in the coming years. Red Bull may still bounce back, but if there's any team that can turn Max's head for the new regulations, it's Aston Martin. Stranger things have happened in Formula 1, and in a season like this, anything is possible. What do you think? Could Max really leave Red Bull? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more updates as this story develops. We've got our eyes on all the latest F1 news, and you won't want to miss what's coming next.